What's up, guys? So, a lot of people have been asking me to do a sort of recap review of season one of Supergirl. So, I thought, what the hell, I'll do one. I watched the final episode tonight and just thought I'll rattle off some thoughts I had about the series. So, a lot of people would know if they follow me on Twitter that I wasn't too happy with the at least first part of this season up until I think see episode 11, 12, around that area. I thought the season was absolutely crap to begin with, and not just for like one reason, but there was like a lot of different reasons, and the biggest one that really irked me was this whole like they were really pushing like yeah, it's a female hero and everything. Like that can be okay to an extent, but they were really like hammering it home. Like it was really heavy handed. Like I think it was in the first or second episode where Kara's fighting one of the bad guys and Hank Henshaw says she can't win, and then her sister goes, why? Because she's a woman? Like that doesn't make sense. And I think the bad guy even was like going really heavy handed that like, oh, women of my world do all the menial labor and all that sort of stuff, and men are gods and everything. Like it was really heavily handed, and I hate when like TV shows and even movies do that. It really bad. And another thing is that a lot of the episodes came across as that CW-ish teen drama. You know, we had that whole love triangle between Jimmy Olsen, Kara, and Winslow and everything, and didn't really like it or anything. But as the season progressed, it got comparably better, and I think that was because that they had like that break where they had to film more episodes and they'd seen what people have said about it and everything, so they were able to adapt, and that was really good. I love it when shows are able to do that. They listen to what their fans and viewers are saying and change what's different, and it changed into a really fantastic show. I really enjoyed the latter half of season one. I thought it was really brilliant, and yeah, it's Supergirl. I don't really know what I can say about her. You know, she's pretty cool in this show, and more Superman than the movie Superman is. Like this, Kara knows what to do, and you know she learns from her mistakes and everything. And uh, the problem is with this TV show is that it's always has to dance around the ghost of Superman, and it's really clear, especially in this last episode, which I'll get to in a moment. But all through the season, we been hinted at like, oh, there's Superman up in the sky. He's that CGI figure flying in the distance, and like the episode before the last one, we saw him. And he's like coming into town, and you think, oh, cool, Superman's going to be in this episode. This is really cool. And then he just disappears because he gets under the mind control of this myriad run by Zod and everything. And every other time you've seen him, he's been on, instant messenger as Clark saying, hi, how are you, Kara, and everything like that. I don't like. I can understand they don't, it's not Superman TV show or anything, but you gotta at least show Superman, especially with like some of the stuff they were doing in this series. So the whole bad guy thing about this series was Non and Kara's auntie and everything, and other Kryptonians sort of trying to control the world, and that's something that I think Superman should be involved in, since when it's happened in the comics, when other Kryptonians have appeared in the comics, Superman has always been there. He's always been there in the front line to sort of welcome them to Earth, or like just try and assess them and make sure they're like him. They're not there to conquer the Earth, like say like General Zod is. Or the best thing I can reference is the new Krypton arc. He was there in the fray with all these new Kryptonians coming in, making sure they don't do anything to like upset the planet Earth and the governments and everything. He was there, and then of course that all went awry thanks to like Lex Luthor and all like General Lane and all that. But yeah, he's always been there to sort of, they're his people, they're his lost people. He's there to help shepherd them in the right direction, and he didn't do that at all this episode. And like in the season finale, he is there in the scene, but you can't see him. You can only see the bottom of his boots, and it was so annoying when they were doing that. And Kara never even acknowledged that he was there. They were too interested in Hank Henshaw, who turns out to be is John Jones, the Martian Manhunter, and looks fantastic as well. He was a really cool character in this. I thought it was really cool that they were doing that with him, because I thought first up, like, because they hinted at him in like first couple episodes where his eyes turn red and thinking, oh, he's already cyborg Superman. That's interesting. But no, he's John Jones, the Martian Manhunter. That's really cool, and he looks really cool as well. For TV budget, he looks really cool. Looks a lot better than he first did when he first appeared. But that also brings me to my another point, where you can get a character like him or Silver Banshee, who both look exactly like their comic counterparts, but then you get something like Red Tornado, who looks like a budget Iron Man, like done with makeup. Like it looked terrible, and I know people who have liked this show from day one have said it looks terrible. And I don't know why they couldn't have just done like the android in the high collared cape. If they can do Silver Banshee, that makes her look like she's got the skull on the face and everything, and Martian Manhunter, who's basically a green alien in armor and a cape. I'm sure they could do like Red Tornado and everything. It didn't really make much sense how like some stuff was adapted, but some like they went completely the other way and everything. But yeah, the end of the season was pretty cool. The last episode was actually pretty cool. There were some parts where I'm thinking, oh, was Superman going to appear here? Like the part where Kara takes, without getting into too many spoilers, she takes Fort Roz up into space. And I kind of expected her to sort of start faltering a little bit when she's like pushing this, I think it was like a 1,000,000-ton thing into space, and then you just see Superman come and like help her push it away. Or like at the end, like right at the end of the episode, they're having like a dinner party, sort of celebrating their success and everything. I kind of expected like a knock at the door, and they open it, and like Clark's there, and he's being Clark because he doesn't know if any of these people know who he is, and then they find out who he is, so he just sort of straightens up and like acts more like Superman and everything. Like that would have been fantastic. But yeah, I'm interested to see where season 2 goes, especially if they keep continuing to like right their wrongs that they've been doing all through this season. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what's going to be happening, especially with like some of the rumors that have been around, like Superboy might be coming in, and Cadmus Labs is coming in, and they've now just found another crashed Kryptonian pod. So I know me and Tom were talking about this since he watches it as well, since he's a big Superman fan. That maybe that pod is like Power Girl's pod, and maybe when Flash came over in the Flash crossover episode, which was another fantastic show, tore a time continuum rip into the space-time continuum, and her pod came through or something, or maybe it's even Chris Kent from Last Son of Krypton. That'd be really cool. I'm interested to see where this whole show is going. One other thing, I hope they do more Supergirl orientated episodes, like storylines, since they borrowed in this season a lot of Superman stories and just adapted, like replaced Superman with Supergirl. Like the one I can think of is the For the Man Who Has Everything, which is the one where Kara got the weird alien on her chest. I can't remember what it's called. It's black something. I can't remember what it is, but that was originally a Superman story by Alan Moore, and it was absolutely fantastic, and they just adapted it for her. Like, she's had some pretty cool stories, especially like her New 52 stuff has been pretty good, and I know she's had some really great stuff to do with like the Justice League and everything in the old universe, and they could have just adapted some of them. There's no saying that they won't in the new season, but I just like if they wouldn't mind not borrowing stuff from Superman, like his stories, like pretty much full on his stories, since they're his stories and they're tailored for him in many different ways and everything. But yeah, really looking forward to season 2. I thought season 1 was pretty good. It had its ups and downs, and it got better near the end. So yeah, if you haven't checked out the show, definitely check it out and just stick with it until the season episode 10 maybe, and then it starts getting really good. But yeah, as a season overall, I'm probably going to give it an 8 out of 10.